All right, welcome to the debrief. It's Dave O'Neill, heading to Colac with none other than the great man, first time on this podcast, Andrew Portelli.
Hello, how's it going? Thanks for having me, Dave.
All right, thanks for coming on. That was great. Good to chat. No, we're here. We're here because Brad had to pull out. He was ill, and he normally does these gigs, and so you have stepped in. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I just happened to have a break in my diary.
Your busy schedule.
Yeah, so
Busy schedule. You weren't the first person I asked, but you were like third after Billy Stiles, Evan Hocking,
yeah,
and then everyone sort of agreed Portelli would do it.
yep,
Get Portelli.
yep.
And I previously worked with you at the Grandview, and you were good. And I'm like, yeah, well, who else am I going to get? Oh, no, I also asked Ray O'Leary. I spoke to him on the phone.
Oh yeah,
But, you know, he's a big name, and he's...
yeah. I've got nothing to offer you apart from my act.
Yeah, and you're funny, so you'll
Yeah.
be right.
Yeah,
I mean, Colac, it's, what, 2 and a bit hours from Melbourne. It's past Geelong. I mean, are you from the country?
no, I'm from the outer suburbs
You're from
of
Perth.
Perth. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of like the country.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, a little bit.
I just wouldn't drop the C-bomb. I reckon that's the only thing. You can swear. I'll be swearing. But I wouldn't open up with g'day cunts. I reckon that'll go well in Colac. And I know you don't normally open with that, but maybe you're thinking, like,
Yeah, I thought I might just change it.
change it up a bit for Colac.
Go. What would Ray O'Leary do? That's what I ask myself now.
Yeah. He'd go, hello, everyone. So I hope you've got your suit and tie in the back.
Yeah, I do. It's filthy, so
Yes. Well,
that's good.
Was he a lawyer? No, you were a lawyer. He was.
I was a lawyer.
Yeah. And
He
you
dresses like one.
He dresses like a lawyer, but like a government lawyer, not like
Yeah.
You're from Perth. How long have you been in comedy?
About 11 years.
That's a fair
including
time.
COVID, but I started in Perth, so I wasn't doing a lot for the first 4.
Well, how many gigs a week can you do in Perth? Like 1 or 2 or something?
When I started, maybe 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that? Who was around then? Brett Blake, people like that?
Brett was around. Mike Goldstein was the king of Perth.
Oh, Mike G.
Sammy Shah.
Of course.
Xavier Michaelides.
I love Xavier. Yeah.
Those are the guys.
He's back in Perth, isn't he?
Xavier's back in Perth now.
He's had a bit of a resurgence with his Bunnings characters.
He's going off on.
Yeah, apparently. I've
Yeah.
heard that. Well, good on
Yeah.
him. He's a nice guy.
Great
Yeah,
guy.
right. So why did you get into... I mean, it's not unusual for lawyers to get into comedy. But why? Why you?
I don't know. I wanted to do it when I was at uni, and I'd watched it, and I wanted to do something apart from law, just so I'd have something to talk about with people.
Yeah.
And comedy was good because I didn't have to stand at a computer like after work. Like I could go out and talk, which is different. So
From gaming
it just like it fit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're trying to meet people.
Yeah, I wanted to do something that wasn't my day job, and I wanted to write, but I didn't want to go home from work and then
Go back on the
and
computer.
go back on the computer for 3 hours. So
Yeah.
I settled on comedy, and I don't know why I kept doing it, because I was horrific. Like I was
At the start.
I was unbelievably bad. Yeah, I was remarkably bad.
Would have liked to have seen that.
Oh,
But
man.
some people were bad when they start out, and you're good now, so how did you get good? Just from doing gigs, or?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I just
We trying to do.
I forced my way through it. I was bad for like 6 years. I was really bad.
Were you trying to do what you thought a comedian should be like, or were you just doing what you thought was good?
I was just trying to survive.
Yeah, right.
Like before my first gig, I wrote jokes for 6 months, and then the week before the gig, I was looking through, going, "These aren't even thoughts. Like these are just insane things."
Yeah, right.
And I changed it all, and then I was I couldn't think. I was so scared that I couldn't think.
On stage?
For the whole day before the gig.
Okay, well, that's not good for a lawyer.
No. And then...
Andrew seems distracted today at work.
Oh, man. I didn't tell anyone. I used a pseudonym.
Wow. What was the pseudonym?
Joseph Natale.
That's hilarious.
Which is my two grandfather's first names.
You've still got the
together.
You've still got the Italian name. Which is funny.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, did they ever find out at the law firm that you were doing comedy? Did someone...
Yeah, about 2 years in.
Someone leaked it.
Because I think I asked if I could leave at 4:30 because I was driving
to Esperance or something.
Jacques Barrett.
Oh, Jacques, the great man.
To a gig. And I was getting gigs because I had a car. So.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
A car and a PA is the killer for young comics. That's when you'll absolutely nail it. And do the partners get funny about it? Oh, dude, Andrew's doing comedy.
I mean, they
all like comedy lawyers.
They all think that they could do it.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's just
like teachers. Yeah,
like a lot of very like smug, rich guys. So they all think they're hilarious.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So yeah, they would talk about it, but I don't know. I sort of couldn't stand them. So
what sort of law was it?
Back then, I was like a shark, like a corporate litigator.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I put it to you, sir. I put it to you.
Like like in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Monty Burns lawyers.
Yes, those guys.
I was one of them for a while, and then I was a prosecutor.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I sort of switched and yeah.
So hang on, is the prosecutor the good guys, like a Law and Order?
I mean, if the person's guilty, then yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If they're not, then probably not.
So what, you prosecute, you work for the government?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like working with the DA on TV shows.
I was the DA. I was like the assistant or the deputy or something DA.
Were ya?
Yeah.
That's pretty high up though, isn't it?
No, so I was just starting out. I was just junior.
Sure.
But
we're gonna nail these greedy bastards.
Yeah, I had some pretty crazy cases.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it though.
Not really.
Oh, damn it. Anyway, so then you got into comedy. What'd your parents say?
How will this help you in your legal career?
And what are they saying now that you're, successful? Well, moderately successful.
So
you're working.
When I started, the way that I sold it to them was, this is public speaking.
Oh yeah, it's good for barrister, like a barrister.
When I become a barrister,
yeah,
and retire you at the age of 60, this will be helpful. And then I just got more and more into it, and then I changed jobs so I could work 4 days a week, so I could spend more time.
Have they seen you do comedy, or
they've never seen me? No.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I know this because you told me once. Your dad managed a supermarket or ran a supermarket.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So did he own that supermarket or?
No.
So he's like a hardworking... Was he first generation immigrant or?
My mum is. She came over when she was 6.
Wow.
And then my dad was born here.
Right.
But he's the oldest son of
Italians.
Of immigrants.
Immigrants,
so, he was coming home and teaching my grandparents English and all that sort of stuff, yeah.
Wow. And so, I mean, managing a supermarket is a classic working class kind of done well job. You know what I mean? He's done well. He's in charge of the supermarket.
Yep.
Because when I worked in the supermarket, there was an Italian guy in charge of me called Mr. Paola.
Oh, yeah.
And he was an arsehole.
Yeah.
He used to bring his kids in and they'd compete with me. I was 15, they were like 10. And they would run me off my feet, these kids, just running around.
Work ethic.
Oh, the work ethic was incredible. So did your dad have that classic strong work ethic?
Absolutely.
That meant that. How old's your dad?
He just retired. He's 67.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's like 10. He's only like 10 years older than me, really.
Yeah.
But it's still a different generation. And so what? So you wouldn't think of inviting them to your comedy festival show in Perth?
I just want. I would like them to come when
you're really
you're
killing it.
I'd like them to come see me at like a big club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't invite them to a festival show.
No, because they can be hit and miss.
Yeah, but maybe in a couple of years. But my dad actually, he did come to a gig. I think it was this year or late last year when I was back in Freo.
Yeah.
and there's a gig at the pub there.
Yeah.
Called Fremantle Comedy Factory.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
And I was in the second half. There's 10 acts.
God.
You know, the level is whatever, like mixed.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I was on in the second half. He watched he came for the first half. He watched, and then in the break, he went, "You know what? I'm going to shoot off."
Why?
I don't know. So, yeah, he left, and then I had a great set. But I think he was scared that I wasn't going to be good.
Oh, okay.
And I've already left my job and all this sort of shit.
Yeah. He just went, I'm going to get going. Was your mum there or? No,
my mum was at home.
She's like, how was he? Oh, I don't know. I left.
Yeah, but no, it was good. They're okay with it now. I think they're good, but
I don't know. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting. I think parents want you to be happy, but with immigrant families, sometimes the pressure. I remember guys I went to high school with. The pressure was high on them, much higher than the bogan Anglo-Saxon kids. A bit higher, a bit more pressure.
They didn't really pressure me. I don't think they really pressured me. Everyone just assumed that I'd go do something at uni because
you were smart.
I was a good student, so yeah. I think everyone just assumed, and then I probably put the pressure on myself. But I don't know if this is funny. Yeah.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about,
okay.
man.
Oh, good. All right.
It's not about, you don't have to be funny.
Pressure's off then.
No, it's not. No, that's exactly. I'm just interested in why people get into comedy. And I reckon parents have a big, influence kind of thing. Well, Colac, you'll get out there. Just imagine Dad sitting in the front row. Did he wear like a smock when he went to work? Like a classic grocery guy?
No, it's like a
uniform though?
Sort of like a chef uniform.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
My dad was a fitter and turner trade teacher. He wore like a grey or a blue dust coat.
Oh, yeah.
Like something out of a British sitcom.
Yep.
Means they're working, basically.
He worked.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And before that, they had a like a lunch bar. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The lunch bar. So running a sandwich shop, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like those
like
like in an industrial,
a
like
greasy spoon,
light industrial area.
Yeah. Really interesting. All right, well, we're going to Colac, and we'll come back and tell you how the gig went. Andrew Portelli is with me. We're back on the debrief. Done Colac. And boy, what a triumph. Driving home in the rain. Portelli is here. How'd you find it, Andrew? How'd you find the great Colac?
That was maybe the best gig of my life.
Best gig of your life?
That was unbelievable. Electric in there.
I thought you did well. I mean, okay, the theatre wasn't full. And I was talking to people afterwards, and they thought you were funny, but you were very hard on yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, but I'm glad that they thought I was funny. I wish that they had expressed that audibly during my set.
Yes.
That would help me.
No, you did fine. I mean,
fuck
going out cold to that sort of crowd on a Wednesday rainy night in Colac.
Yeah,
it's hard work.
I thought I've been led out here to the slaughter by Dave O'Neill.
As some
part of a sick prank.
Some cruel joke I like to play on people.
Yeah. Record a podcast after. Fuck.
They're all actors, those people. I paid them all. They only got $50 each. But they did a good job. They're pretty good.
And found them on Gumtree.
Yeah. People of Colac. I rounded up about over 100 people.
Yeah.
And they bloody did it well. No, you were fine. It's just, I've seen it before. It's bloody hard supporting, and you've got to go on first. And
yeah,
I appreciate it. You warmed them up for me.
Well, you know what was good was to then watch the masterclass.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that was exciting. I think that's what made it worth it for me. Was
seeing me.
Yeah, just in full flight.
Talk to a guy who said his name was Adolf, and then kept maintaining it. No, it's Adolf. Oh, good on you, Adolf. Adolf. Imagine if it really is his name, everyone. Like that's what he's born. Oh,
Well, don't sit at the front then.
I said, he's got dementia and he actually thinks he's Adolf. Because I hung around and people were asking, are you doing a debrief? Yes. So there are a few people that listen to this podcast. Yeah, there are a few people there and they were excited. Laugh more next time at Andrew's. Because I watched your whole set. You've got you did like about 25 minutes. You've got a great set. So some very funny stuff in there.
Yeah, I left a lot of the best stuff out, I think. Maybe that was the problem.
Is that what happened? I don't know.
You know, that's for next time.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Colac.
Well, the thing about Colac is near Geelong, where my wife grew up. So I've got some stuff on Geelong, which of course I did because I thought, oh, well, they all know about Geelong. They all go to Geelong. So it's easy for me. It's like a homecoming, basically.
Yeah. Triumphant.
Like triumph. It's like Return of the... What was the Nazi movie? Return of the Will.
Triumph of the Will.
Triumph of the Will.
Yeah.
This is my friend Adolf who was there tonight. Imagine we found out Hitler was...
In Colac.
In Colac. He's been there forever working at the ice cream factory. It's a bit weird. He has a few weird theories. But now with the internet, he's sort of justified. He's like, people are like, wow, there's heaps of people that agree with you now.
Yeah.
Adolf? Yeah, I'm not just some crazy guy on the process line.
Ahead of his time.
He's got heaps of friends on the internet now. He's an anti-vaxxer. I think he was an anti-vaxxer, actually, Hitler. I think he liked vaccines. Anyway, you did it. We're driving home. I appreciate it because you filled in. And, you know, you can... Where are you working next? Where's your next gig?
Bendigo tomorrow night.
See, mate, you love the regions.
I love it.
You're all about the regions.
Yeah.
So,
I like to keep a balance, you know. I like to go out to the country and then go back to the city.
Yeah.
And then I try to go right in the middle, down the middle of that.
In a city.
Yeah.
Or suburban.
I think the suburbs is probably my best environment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because that's where I grew up. Like that Reservoir gig.
Yes.
I understand those people.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they liked you, didn't they?
Yeah, they were nice.
So that's another gig I did.
That
That
was awesome.
Which is...
With Arj Barker.
Oh, that's right.
Amazing.
Arj. Did you watch Arj?
Yeah.
Just stay around and watch Arj, did you?
I watched most of him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Funny thing about that, because he's a real hygiene freak. Like, he won't shake hands or anything. You know, he's... Fair enough. Whatever. He doesn't want to get colds and whatever. But anyway, this guy came up to me afterwards. I just trying to escape out the back, right? This guy, like, with a big ponytail, and he had his adult children. He's like, Arj, man, can I just get a photo? I was like, oh, man, you sound really sick. And I said, just stand near, I'll get a photo. Oh, man, I got to go. No way, Arj sounds like that. But anyway, he was no fan of the... He loves a what's that stuff you put on your hands?
Yeah,
that stuff. Yeah, I can't even remember what it's called now. I've wiped it from my memory. The wipes, the hand wash.
Yeah, hand sanitizer.
Very good.
Yeah,
this is why you're smart.
Yeah, you know. I actually was on It's Academic.
Oh,
in year 10.
Wow.
I was the captain of my team.
And how'd you go?
We were the number one team to... I don't want to say what I was going to say. We came second.
What? So hang on, who beat you?
Another team from a different suburb.
Well, hang on. So you off air you told me you went to a boys' Catholic school in Perth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so were they another boys' Catholic school, or were they girls?
No, it was a state school.
Yeah.
But from a suburb that was like a feeder suburb.
You just say it.
They had a lot of smart kids.
Oh, was it a selective state school?
No. They had a lot of smart kids in the area with very good study habits.
Oh, are you saying Asian kids? Is that what you're trying to say, or not?
I'm sort of talking around it.
Right, were they Asian
kids? But they smashed us, yes.
Right.
They destroyed us.
But didn't you have Asian kids at your school?
We had one.
One Asian?
Yeah. And he was pretty smart, but...
was he on the team?
No.
Ugh.
No, we had 3 Europeans and we didn't stand a chance.
So I can't. It's academic. So what are the subjects? Or are they just general?
It's general knowledge, math, history, just like sort of Trivial Pursuit type questions.
So what was your area of expertise?
My area of expertise was that I was known as the smart kid. I didn't have one. We didn't practice. Like, we didn't do anything.
And you reckon these guys practiced?
We just rolled in. I think so.
Yeah, they probably studied.
Because then I met someone years later who went to a different school, and she said that they won it one year, and they used to practice at lunchtime.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
They probably had a teacher who was into it.
Yeah. We just sort of rolled in and.
Can you remember any of the questions?
I remember I got one right really. I had a really quick answer. It was about I think it was like, what's the 3rd biggest religion that's popular in Asia or something like that. And
you knew that?
And I was like, Buddhism, and I got that one.
Did you guess that, or did you not know that?
I don't know. I think I knew.
Right.
But and most of our year level was there in the audience. It was like a live studio audience, and we had to pick. The host was the weatherman for Channel 7 in WA.
Of course.
His name, I think it was Jeff. Maybe Jeff Newman.
Yeah, right.
And I had to pick an envelope that had like a set of questions in it, and 10 different envelopes. And he said, "You need to pick a number, Andrew." And I said, "Number, thanks." And I forgot to say the number, and my whole class laughed at me.
They probably thought you were joking.
No, they knew I'd fucked up.
Oh, that's terrible.
It sucked. So that was my experience. But
oh my god.
Anyway,
that's good.
Not to take away from the triumph that
was Colac.
that gig at the Colac.
That got your taste of show business, maybe.
I think so.
It's academic.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
What a funny idea, really, for a show though. Like, just remember the Young Ones? They do it in the Young Ones when they. Have you ever seen that Young Ones episode where they?
I haven't seen that episode.
Oh, have you seen it? Rick and Vivian go on.
Like Academic Pursuit or something.
A university quiz.
Yeah.
And they're from a shit uni, and then there's got like the posh kids, and it's like, who's the richest person in the world? My daddy. No, it's my daddy. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Well, I went on The Brainiest Comedian, which was this Channel 10 show hosted by Sandra Sully.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to compete on who's the brainiest comedian. Now, here's a tip for anyone that is going on a quiz show. Make sure you watch the show before you go on, because I'd never seen it.
Yeah.
Because they did Who's the Brainiest Newsreader, Who's the Brainiest Reporter, Who's the Brainiest Rockstar. They did a whole series of them, and I didn't watch any of them.
Yeah.
And so you had to pick like a topic that you'd answer questions on, you're an expert on.
Yeah.
And so I picked Eureka Stockade because I thought, well, you can just read up on that. And because it went for 5 days, you know what I mean? Only so much thing.
Yeah.
It's not like doing 80s music, which I'm an expert on too, but they could ask me about, bands I don't like, that I didn't know much about. But. So anyway, and like Hughesy's on there, Hellier, Carl Wilson. Like the first question goes, all right, these scramble these letters to make as many different bits of fruit as you can. I'm like, well, where's the questions on Eureka Stockade? Fuck it. And I got kicked out pretty early. I was like the 5th brainiest comedian.
Right.
And did Cal win it or Hallie, I think, won it? Oh, it's depressing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle that.
Well, if
I lost to my generation of comedians,
it'd kill you.
It would destroy me.
Really?
What else do I have?
Well, who have you met you think is quite smart, like in terms of like
academic?
Well, just sort of that you'd meet a comedian, and go, they're actually quite smart.
Oh,
has anyone impressed you with their intellect?
Oh, to be fair, heaps. Schaefer.
Oh, Michael Schaefer, yeah.
Yeah, I think he got the top. He was like the top student in Victoria.
Oh wow, did he?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. He
Yeah.
seems pretty smart.
Yeah, he's smart. I mean, I think
Most comics are smart.
most comics are
Yeah.
pretty well. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of actually that's not. But some are.
Some comics are like tradies, though, kind of in a way in that they can do the job. They just do the job. It's like a job and they do it.
Yeah.
They've learned how to do it. They do it. They're probably funny at school and they just do it. Whereas some people think about it a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And they,
Maybe even overthink it.
yeah, overthink it, intellectualize it a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, God, we're almost back in Melbourne. We're on
Going
edge of
past the
Melbourne.
Target now.
I got asked to do a gig there, Target headquarters.
Really?
Turned it down.
Why?
Oh, have you ever done a gig in an
Didn't
office
quite
block?
hit the mark.
Target. Red Spot Special. Woo! I just thought, I don't think I could do it. I just thought, the money wasn't that amazing where you go, oh, that's worth doing. You're like, I don't ever want to drive all this way and just die in the ass standing in an office with people staring at me. Because I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've gone to office buildings and gone and they've said, oh, well, yeah, you're on. We're having an afternoon tea and you're just standing over there with a mic. Just like a freak.
Yeah.
Like, just like a...
Like a clown in the corner.
Like a clown, but...
If you don't want to do them, I will do them.
You'll do them?
Absolutely.
Would you go to Target at lunchtime and talk to the workers?
Fuck, I know. Yes. I dropped everything to come to Colac.
Yeah, you came to Colac.
Yeah, of course I'd do Target.
The Target workers.
Yeah.
That's their head office, which is on the outskirts of Melbourne. Imagine you've been recruited. You've worked hard at Target. You're getting a job in the HQ. Oh, awesome. Where's that? Out between Geelong and Werribee. Oh, is that where your head office is? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I can walk to the shops. There are no shops. There's nothing. It's just a big Target building.
They should put it in the Target Centre.
In the city. The Target Centre in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You would think.
Oh, sure. And the problem with those gigs, they take themselves very seriously. You can't hang shit on Target. Like, they're probably
throw in like some Kmart.
Yeah, hang shit on Kmart.
Yeah.
Gee, except they're owned by the same people now. I think they're merging. Have a go at Aldi or, I don't know.
You helped me quote for a corporate. Do you remember?
Oh, how'd it go?
Well, so what happened was I was on at the lounge and then a few weeks later I got an email
this is a Comics Lounge in North Melbourne.
From this
a great venue.
This secretary at a big company, and she said, "My boss saw you at the lounge, wants to book you for like a lunch.
Wow!
With our clients. How much? How much would it cost?
Yeah.
To do a
spot? I said you got a quote in the thousands for a corporate gig. You shouldn't be getting $200.
And then I asked you how much should I quote?
Yeah.
And I think he told me, I told you the company and you're about 1,600.
Yeah.
And
probably.
I thought, you know what? I was going to quote 400.
No.
And
too
then
cheap.
And then so I said, fuck it. I know my worth. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna try and say something that I'd really be happy with, but isn't
crazy,
outrageous.
Yeah.
So I said 1,200.
Yeah.
And they never replied. So thanks.
But really, if they can't afford $1,200 for a comedian, and they're what sort of company were they?
It's like a construction company.
Yeah, they're loaded, those guys.
Yeah.
So if they got someone to fix their elevator and it took 3 hours, it would be $1,000 probably,
No, I agree.
You're getting in there, you're doing comedy.
I'm talking about Audi.
Yeah, you're
talking about cyclists.
You got stuff to say. And he obviously liked you. He's not just...
Yeah. He probably just got busy.
Or maybe it's coming. Maybe it's oh, well, we've earmarked that for Christmas. And,
2027.
We'll get back to that young man, Portelli. It's great that my advice worked.
Yeah. No, it's good though. It's a good lesson. Next
that's
time
what-
I'll quote 400.
Well, when you
Whatever
say,
I want, I will divide it by 3.
I love it when they do the same thing to me, and you're like, oh, like $1,000 with it. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, I wouldn't mind making that much money for 20 minutes. I said, well, you can if you want to do comedy for 30 years, 35 years,
Yeah.
and then have a crack. It's an open playing field. It's not an exclusive club. Anyone can do comedy if you think you can do it.
Yeah, well, there's no licensing board.
No, there's no one. Just if you think you can do it, if you want to earn that money, have a crack. That's a good thing about comedy. It's a level playing field.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
bad.
I was telling my dad
He retired.
that I had some gigs booked at a club, and he asked me how much I was getting, and
Was he impressed?
he was. He said, "Oh, for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's great."
Yeah.
Which, it's a good way to look at it. Obviously.
Well, you know that great story about Picasso,
What was
where he's
that?
sitting in a cafe and this woman comes up and he does, can you do a drawing for me? And he does it on the napkin, and she says, "Oh wow!" He goes, "Oh no, you have to pay for that." She goes, "How much?" And he goes, $2,000. She goes, $2,000. It only took you 2 minutes to do. And he said, "Yeah, but I spent the last 30 years getting good at it," or something like that.
Yeah.
He said, "It's true." So your dad was impressed by the money you were earning,
Yes, but I don't think he factored in the hours leading
driving
up.
to Colac.
Yeah.
That's pretty good money, son. Well, I mean, he works in hard jobs. It's hard, but it's not physical.
It's different.
Yeah, we imagine he managing a supermarket just yelling at idiots,
Yeah.
Gary, you've got to unstack that orange juice, mate. You've put the... God, I got told off all the time in my supermarket shop, all the time. One time, Mr. Paola, right, he was such an arsehole. I said to him, "What do you want me to do next?" He goes, "Oh, there is nothing left for you to do here. Why don't you have a little break, get a drink? Why don't you go to the toy shop?" And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "No, not really, you fucking idiot." He sucked me right in. I still remember the feeling of thinking to myself, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the bike shop. I'm going to get a donut. And then he just fucking abused me, the prick. Oh, it's terrible. He actually gave me career advice once. Because I was like year 11, year 12, working in the supermarket. And I went for a job interview as a dental technician.
Yep.
Which is like where you make...
It's like you're sucking the saliva out.
No, sorry. I was more it wasn't a dental technician. It was a dental... I think Tom Seegert, who's been on this podcast, was actually one of them. It's a dental where you make braces and you make...
Right.
It's kind of like a job where you make stuff.
Like a prosthesis.
Yes!
Yep.
And he said, "Is that something you really want to do?" I said, "Nah." He goes, "Well, my advice is don't do it. Don't worry about it. Because you're going to find something you like." I felt like saying, "Well, do you like what you do, Mr. Paola?" Yelling at teenagers.
Maybe you did.
I think he was
It sounds like he was good at it.
He was like a troubleshooter. They were sending him to the supermarket because they were losing money and he'd kick ass. And unfortunately, mine was the only ass he was kicking. So he didn't bother with the checkout girls, I don't think. It was that long ago that only the girls could do the checkout. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll ask you the questions I ask everyone. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So what went well tonight in your act? What did they like?
They liked when I said, "This is the best I've ever gone on stage."
That was funny.
Yeah.
No, and also, which I've seen you say before, I've got 40 minutes left on Aldi.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they like when they could tell that I wasn't upset.
Well, what didn't go well? Was there any stuff where you just went, "Oh, I should have left this bit out"?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think they wanted to see me.
No.
And that was an issue. I think that was maybe the main issue, is they didn't want to see me. They didn't want me to be there on stage.
At all.
They wanted Dave O'Neill.
Yeah, right.
And I was just delaying that for
So
them.
the delay factor.
Yeah. But I couldn't really come up with a fix for that.
No.
Like having agreed to do a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you did your time too.
I did my time.
That's for sure. Were there any organisational hazards that got in the way? Like, was the microphone all right? That was pretty good, actually.
Oh, it's a great setup at Colac. Unbelievable.
It was good.
Yeah. It was a beautiful little theatre.
There were no snacks backstage, but the guy did say, "Do you want snacks?" Well, I said no.
Oh, right.
I should have said, "I didn't know you were hungry."
Um,
I'm trying to lose weight. Just have a thick shake though. It was actually very tasty. I gotta say, I haven't had a thick shake for years.
Yeah, no, they're good.
They are
Good now.
They're good. Well, I had one recently because they had banana ones, and I love fake banana.
Right.
Because of the minions, they have banana.
Where? At Macca's?
Yeah.
Right. They don't do them now.
No, they're just a short thing. I hate it when they bring something in that's really good and they just get rid of it. No.
Yeah.
Talk to the people, McDonald's. These blokes, see, that's a hard job. See what those guys are doing? They're drilling things into concrete in the middle of the night. See that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what I did tonight was harder, personally.
And how can we do better next time?
I reckon maybe get someone to open for me, and then I open for you.
Oh, yes!
And then
great idea.
Yeah.
Or get someone, so appalling when you walk on, they're like, look, I think guys like Chris Rock.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That would
jokes.
that genuinely would help. So,
you find that too sometimes if you're emceeing and you're not going that well, then you bring someone who's so terrible, and then you come back on and they're laughing more now because this guy's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I've been that person.
Yeah, we all have. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks for doing the gig.
Thanks for having me on both. It's been an awesome experience.
Follow Andrew Portelli. Go and see him. He's very funny. And where do they follow you on Instagram? What's your main thing?
Yeah, my main thing's on Instagram. Enter the Portman, or just Google my name. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like your comedy funny, you go and see Portelli. If you like it unfunny, don't worry about it. Don't go see it. I know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Bye.